Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox and take a close-up look at the Nike ACG Air Exploraid. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a pair of Nike ACG Air Exploraid shoes, and this pair is the men's UK size 9, US 10, Europe 44, Brazil 42, 28 cm, and it's also in a women's US size 11.5, and this pair is in the Jade Horizon light silver, light Orewood Brown, dark Stucco colourway. And now let's go ahead and open the box by flipping up the box lid to reveal the contents inside. Let's peel back the wrapping paper to reveal the Nike ACG Air Exploraid in the Jade Horizon light silver, light Orewood Brown, dark Stucco colourway. And let's lift out the pair from the box and set them on the tabletop. And of course, lifting out the rest of the contents from the box packaging as well, and setting them on the tabletop. Just closing the box back up and setting it on the left hand side of the tabletop, and just laying the contents out across the table. So you have that first and initial look of the contents that we've removed from this Nike ACG Air Exploraid box packaging right across the tabletop. And let's start off by first taking a look at this rounded triangle sticker for the Nike ACG branding. Okay, and just setting that down into the side. Moving on to the next item, there's a card over here with the Air Exploraid details and some of its features. So giving you a close-up look right there at the Nike ACG Air Exploraid details and features. And just flipping over to the reverse side or back side and giving you a look at some of the product information for this pair of shoes. Okay, so that's the details and information on this card here, and just setting that down and to the side on the left hand side of the tabletop, and just setting the right shoe in the background as we focus in on the left shoe first of this Nike ACG Air Exploraid. And let's do a 360 rotation so you have that full and clear look of the shoe before we take much closer in looks at its details. So we can see the overall kind of soft green and muted earthy tones of the colorway of the shoe. So as we take a much closer in look at its details, you can see the various materials and textures that make up the upper of the shoe. So we can see that Jade Horizon and that somewhat abrasion resistant covered mudguard around the forefoot or front of the shoe, and we can see this very coarse and somewhat tough suede making up the toe box area panel, and what appears to be a textile or fabric vamp over there. So giving you a look at the side of the shoe as well. So it does have this abrasion resistant covered midsole. So giving you that detail right there. And of course we can see the lugs of the outsole in rubber. So moving towards the midfoot area or quarter panel, you can see the continuation of that kind of extended and contoured midsole, and of course once again that Jade Horizon mudguard extending towards the midsection of the shoe and the various panels making up the upper. So you can see the stitching details as well. So being ACG or all conditions gear design, it is windproof, water resistant, as well as breathable. So it is pretty much weatherproof. And of course this has the added benefit of the Nike Max Air unit cushioning, so you can see highly protected yet slightly visible through those little windows in the midsole section towards the heel. So a firm foam midsole around the heel section, and of course with that abrasion resistant rugged midsole towards the mid part and front of the shoe. And of course we can see the ACG branding there, Nike ACG all conditions gear, towards the heel part of the shoe. Now taking a look from the back, you can see a very clean design or minimal look to the back of the shoe. And as we can see towards the upper part there is a somewhat sleeve-like fitment around the heel collar. So lots of materials that make up this upper of the shoe and the various textures as well. So you can see over here, seems like a very firm kind of synthetic material, and there is some texturing to it as well. And of course with the heel towards the back you can see the aggressive lugs towards the outer side or outsole or vertical of the back. And looking towards the inner side of the shoe, once again we see that inner sleeve fitment around the heel of the shoe, and of course the various panels making up the upper of the shoe. And once again we see that Max Air cushioning or airbag in the heel that we can just about see through the other side of the shoe. So taking a further out look, once again the various elements giving the shoe its ruggedness and durability and weatherproofness. And now taking a look directly from the front or tip or toe of the shoe and slowly moving along its length towards the back, we can see the lacing system as well as that inner sleeve fitment or booty-like fitment. So if I pull on the tongue, you can see that it does have that integrated inner sleeve fitment. So let's slip out the laces, but before that giving you a look at the round laces and the aglets or tips. So now getting that clear look of that inner side or inner details of the shoe. So with the tongue you can see stretchy, and of course on the back side as well, giving you a look at its lining. And the sock-like fitment, and of course the sock liner or insole and composition sticker, and the Move to Zero logo printed on it in blue. So giving you a look once again at the collar of the shoe or opening and its insides. Okay, and of course let's take a look at the tongue itself. There is a rounded triangle Nike Air logo stitched onto it. Okay, so very minimal in design once again, of course with the various textures as well making up the upper and overall design of the shoe. And in terms of padding, there is a semi-firm level of bolstering without being too thick, so a thin level but firm construction around the ankle or opening of the shoe. And of course we do have that booty fitment as well, or stretchy sock-like inner sleeve. So giving you a much further out look once again. And now taking a look at the bottom or sole of the shoe, so you can see the multi-directional lugs of the bottom of the shoe. And of course they are made of rubber. And you can see that blue ACG branding in the heel section. So giving you a look around the corners or edges of the sole as well, so we can see that the lugs do extend out, especially towards the tip or front of the shoe, and the heel as well, right towards the vertical of the heel. And to give you some sense of the rubber sole, just tapping my fingernail on the various parts of it. And now let's do a flexibility bend and twist test with my hands to give you some sense of the shoe's firmness, stiffness, pliability or flexibility. And now just popping the shoe back in shape. And now let's take a look at the right side, so setting the left shoe down and in the background so it doesn't interfere, as we take a look at the right shoe of this Nike ACG Air Exploraid. So once again we see the overall multi-material upper with the kind of leather, suede and textile combinations, and of course that lacing system and that stretchy inner sleeve fitment with the Nike ACG branding on the tongue, or Nike Air branding on the tongue, and of course the Max Air unit cushioning in the heel and visible window aggressive lugs on the bottom for the rubber sole, and of course the ACG branding towards the outer side of the shoe in the heel area. And once again that firm, abrasion resistant covered midsole with the mesh design. As you can see, those droplet-like patterns around the upper portion of that midsole, and a much smoother one around the heel area with that Nike Max Air unit cushioning in it. So once again giving you a look at the various textures with the mesh, suede and textile details. And of course taking a look around the inside of the shoe, we can see the ACG and Nike swoosh print on the sock liner, and perhaps there is a better view around the inner details of the shoe this time. Okay, and now let's take a look at the pair together side by side. and from the front to the back. Directly from the back. And the bottoms or soles of the shoes. So that's Nike ACG Air Exploraid. Thanks for watching and happy walking!